Have you noticed that everyone says that the best way for talented athletes to get a college scholarship is to get exposure? My opportunities to play football in college and in the NFL came from the right exposure at the right time. And I'll tell you about that in another video. But what if everyone's belief about exposure being the best way to get a college scholarship is just flat out wrong? Not wrong meaning it doesn't work, but what if it's wrong meaning you're leaving your teen's opportunity of a lifetime to chance? What? That's right. I said that relying on exposure to get a scholarship is relying on chance. Think about it. Everyone is reaching for exposure, whether it's by posting highlight videos on social media, attending overpriced camps, using matching apps, or paying an agency a ton of money to promote their teams to college scouts. But joining a giant pool of similarly talented competition to scream, "Look at me!" results in an avalanche of missed opportunities and sadness. My name is Otis Grigsby. I'm a former NFL player, lawyer, and creator of Pain Now, Pain Later, a community designed to help you parent like an athlete and have fun while you're doing it. Now back to exposure. If exposure isn't the golden ticket, well, what's the solution? Relationships. Most people have heard the expression, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But it's not really about who you know, it's about who knows you. See, the exposure game is about leveraging who you know. Sending highlight videos to coaches looking for great talent to recruit. These people can't get to know your team based on their highlight film, statistics, and grades alone. The lead up to the NFL draft is a great example. Coaches and scouts spend months talking to people who know the athletes to get a better sense of who they are, and if the film and community feedback line up, they start communicating with an athlete one-on-one. But all these coaches know there's a big problem with this method of building relationships. There's just not enough time to get to know the true character of an athlete, so most draft picks are talent-focused gambles that don't work out. Seriously. Only 30% of draft picks make an NFL roster. So what if I told you there's a way to build powerful connections with coaches that helps coaches eliminate their perceived risk of recruiting your team? It's a simple but not necessarily easy 3-step strategy that I call the AAA strategy. It will help your team build powerful relationships with coaches, turning your team into a scholarship offer magnet. So lean in and pay close attention and maybe take some notes. And also be sure to like this video and subscribe to Pain Now, Pain Later so you can easily find this video and rewatch it later with your spouse, co-parent, or teen so y'all are on the same page with this strategy. And going forward, when I say you, I'm talking to your teenager. The parents and teens need to understand this process and work together to have success. Now, the first A in the AAA strategy is associate. You must associate with college coaches on LinkedIn. Wait, LinkedIn? Why? What are you talking about, Otis? I'll give you 3 big reasons. First, LinkedIn is the place where professionals congregate and socialize, and college coaches are, well, professionals. They use LinkedIn to connect with other coaches and find jobs and opportunity. They use other social media channels to keep up with obvious recruiting targets and look for disqualifying online behavior. So watch what you post, like, and share. Second, finding the people you want to associate with on LinkedIn is ridiculously easy. That's why 79% of marketers say that LinkedIn is a prime source of new leads for B2B brands and businesses. And if you think you're not a business to universities, think again. 3, networking on LinkedIn is designed to rapidly scale credibility. The network effect of LinkedIn is something special. It might take a while for people to accept your connection request and respond to you, but eventually people will see that you're connected with lots of people they know. So they'll mindlessly accept your connection request. Boom! And if you're saying the right things, they'll respond to you with reliable frequency. You need to build credibility in a space where your target audience spends time and is easy to find. So let's break down the fundamentals of associating with coaches on LinkedIn. First, create a spreadsheet in Google Sheets or Excel. Next, list your dream schools in the spreadsheet. Now, you want to list a bunch of schools you'd be happy to play for. Go to the athletics department page for all those schools, find the names of the recruiting coordinator and any relevant position coaches, and record them in your spreadsheet. Now find them on LinkedIn and save their profile link in your spreadsheet. But hold off on sending a connection request. We'll get to that soon. After you have about 50 contacts at schools you'd be happy to play for, do some test outreach with those coaches and save the dream school contacts for when you have momentum. The second A in the AAA strategy is ask. Start by writing a short note to use with a LinkedIn connection request that looks like this. Coach Johnson, I aim to earn a football scholarship at a top program like Clemson University, but I'm not there yet. Do you mind watching a 2-minute practice video and sharing some ways I need to improve? I know you're busy, so I appreciate anything you can share. Michael. Now be sure to keep the message under 300 characters and leave room for the coach's name and a sign-off. So aim for around 270 characters. And use different versions of your connection message when messaging coaches at the same school. A little personalization just goes a long way and saves you from looking like a spammer. If you're not great at writing professional messages, use ChatGPT and enter a prompt like this. You're a high school athlete sending a LinkedIn connection request note to an important and busy college football coach. Use the following message to write 10 unique messages under 280 characters with a tone that is deferential and respectful. Coach Johnson, I aim to... Okay, you get the rest, right? Now here are some of the results that ChatGPT 4.0 gave me. Bang, 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 bing, boom, pow. Once you feel great about the message, send a connection request. If you're connecting on a desktop browser, click Connect, then click Add a Note to send your personalized introduction with the connection request. It's different on the app. Here, you need to tap View Full Profile button, tap the circle with 3 dots to the left of the message button, then tap the Personalized Invite button. Don't worry if you accidentally send a connection request without personalizing the note. I've done this plenty of times. There's a way to withdraw your request, and I've included a link to that quick tutorial in the description below. After you send 50 messages, make sure your phone is set to allow LinkedIn notifications so you don't miss any accepted connection requests or responses. Be prepared for a handful of harsh responses. Some coaches are just jerks. You all know what I'm talking about. And when I say jerks, I mean some just have no filter and say really whatever comes to mind without thinking about the consequences or how it impacts the person who's listening. But that's kind of what you want. Your talent level is not who you are, and your talent today does not represent your talent in 2 months if you're willing to work. So use these harsh responses to your benefit. When a coach responds, respond within 5 minutes if possible. But don't respond if you're in class. It's disrespectful to your teacher, and the coach might not love that you're messaging him on LinkedIn during school hours. Show the coach gratitude for his feedback. Make sure he knows you'll send a progress report of your results in about a month. Avoid telling coaches that you'll follow up in a few days or weeks because that's kind of thirsty. Don't be that guy or girl. These coaches don't want to talk to you on a regular basis. Well, at least not yet. If a coach accepts your connection request and doesn't say anything, thank the coach for connecting within 24 hours. Then tag them in your spreadsheet as someone to re-engage in a month with a message like this. Coach Johnson, thanks again for connecting with me. I made some adjustments to my hands and my feet, my footwork, whatever, based on feedback from a handful of good coaches. But as a big fan of the way Clemson University defensive ends play, I am particularly interested in how you think I can improve. Do you mind sharing some quick thoughts? Thanks so much, Michael. Ding. When a coach on the re-engage list responds, follow up with a genuine thank you and a commitment to work on the advice and share results in a month. If a coach accepts the connection request but doesn't respond, there's no need to worry, because at the very least, you are now connected with that coach, and many of his peers at other schools will be more likely to accept and respond to a connection request from you because of the mutual connection. Trust me, this works. I'm connected with professional athletes, lawyers, and entrepreneurs I've never met because we have lots of mutual connections. Also, it doesn't hurt to have a strong LinkedIn profile. If you're wondering how to get a ridiculously attractive LinkedIn profile, subscribe to Pay Now, Pay Later, and turn on notifications so you don't miss my upcoming videos showing you exactly how to do that. Another important tip is to send connection requests with messages when it's convenient for coaches to read them and respond. For example, let's say it's September and you're reaching out to a college football coach. Your best shot at getting a response is sending a message on Sunday afternoon or early in the morning on Monday. College football coaches notoriously work insane hours Monday through Saturday during the season, so be mindful of their time. Once you go through your first 50 contacts, look for patterns where messages resulted in responses and use those to generate more like them for your next batch of 50 contacts. Also, you may want to consider using a free CRM like HubSpot to help you keep track of your successful connection. That's an entirely different process that I prefer because I'm a type A personality, and I'm happy to make a video on using HubSpot for this process if enough people ask for it in the comments. The final A in the AAA strategy is to adjust. Now that you have top college coaches sharing advice on improving your game, it's time to talk to your high school coaches and any trainers you work with to come up with techniques, drills, and workouts to do outside of practice to make the improvements. Once you have a plan, find some teammates who want to improve their skills after practice and let them know you have a plan based on feedback from top college coaches. You shouldn't have trouble finding teammates who want to join because the value of your offer is obvious. This is literally how I made it to the NFL. The University of Florida's scouting report on me said that I was average at best, based on my senior season film and stats. But one of the new coaches at Kentucky who used to coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers pulled me aside and told me what I needed to work on if I wanted to have a chance in the NFL. I worked on those things every day with 4 other seniors, and I was able to impress a handful of coaches at our pro day. And that was enough to get a shot at training camp as an undrafted free agent. But let's get the focus back on you. After you have notable progress, a month of consistent work should show results. Send a follow-up video to the coaches who gave you feedback to get more feedback on your progress, and then repeat the process. At some point, ask the coaches who consistently respond if you can put them on an email newsletter list for updates to all your trusted sports advisors. This is what entrepreneurs do with potential investors all the time. And it works like a charm because these potential investors generally want to help in ways that don't require strong commitments, and it makes it easier for them to decide to invest later if the entrepreneur shows massive improvement. Your Trusted Sports Advisors newsletter will make it easier for coaches to decide to invest in you with a scholarship offer because they will feel like they know enough about you to have confidence that you thrive in their program. And they'll know that their competition likely feels the same. If you think the AAA strategy will work for you, please like and subscribe to Pain Now, Pain Later, and let me know in the comments when you get your first win connecting with a coach who shares feedback that will help you become a scholarship magnet. I want parents and the athletes they love the most to win at life. So keep an eye out for my next video full of helpful tips. Thanks so much for your time. Have a great day.